Hello and good morning to everybody. Today we are going to learn how to make use of Excel spreadsheet for the purpose of teaching and evaluating and assessing the students. In other words, when we have to make use of the online tools to teach our students, we also need to identify and check whether the students are actually understanding or learning something. So it is very essential for us to check whether the students have understood the concepts what we have taught in short spans, and therefore we need to have some handy questions which can be used for the purpose of conducting small tests or small quizzes, based on which we understand what the students have grasped till now. And therefore, um, to keep this question bank with us, in today's session, we are going to learn how to make use of Excel sheet for the purpose of preparing and thereafter storing such questions which can be asked as quizzes or can be asked as multiple choice questions. Okay, so I am going to make use of this Excel sheet. I am going to demonstrate how to make use of this Excel sheet for the purpose of preparing such MCQs or quiz questions. Okay, so this is a new spreadsheet. We also call this as Excel spreadsheet. All these which we can see on the top, A, B, C, D and so, these are the columns, and horizontally what we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 are the rows. So what we are going to do is we are going to make note of some questions for the purpose of evaluating the students whenever necessary, so they are handy. The same question bank can also be used for making larger MCQs. Okay, if we want to take exam for the students at the end of the term, we shall have a huge question bank, and that can be used for the purpose of taking the exams also. Usually for online examination, such type of multiple choice questions or choose the correct answer, okay, such type of questions will be more required so that the students can complete their exams even with the help of a mobile or through any other online mode. Okay, if they have a PC or a desktop, and even if they have a mobile, if we give them some multiple choice questions, it is very easy for them to make an attempt and note down and give the test. Okay, so let us start. This is a new spreadsheet. What I'm going to do is first put the headings. Okay, so what all do I require? Okay, so I will start with the serial number. In the first column A, I noted down serial number. Okay, next I will require the unit or the lesson or the chapter from which I am choosing this question. So I will write down unit as the second heading. Then I also need to know what is the level of difficulty of the question which I am going to frame. Whether it is going to be easy, whether the difficulty level is going to be medium or it is going to be high. So low, medium or high, I may give some code for that. For low I may give it as 1, for medium I may give it as 2, and for high level of difficulty I may give it as 3. Okay, so for that purpose I will open a separate column called level, and then my question. In column D, I will write down the question. Usually for conducting such tests, what is preferable is giving 4 options. Okay, and they can choose the right answer from the 4 options. So in the next column, I will write down the heading as option 1. Okay, in the next 3 columns, I want to write down option 2, option 3 and option 4. I can simply choose this cell 1E1, and you can see on the right hand side bottom corner, okay, there's a plus. I will just pull this till H. So I got option 2, option 3 and option 4. And finally, I need to note down what is the correct answer. So these will be the columns I will require. Now I don't want this row 1 to be hidden when I scroll down. See, when I am scrolling down, row 1 is hiding. So what I can do is, I can first, because this being heading, I will just highlight this heading by putting some color. Okay, so I have used this color. You may use a color of your choice, whichever you require. Okay, so I have used this color, and now I want to keep this heading for ever. I mean, for how many ever number of questions I prepare, I want this heading to be seen or to be visible. So I will have to freeze this. Okay, the first page or the first row. Okay, so I go to view, and then I will open this freeze panes, and I will like to freeze the top row. Okay, so now if I scroll down, row 1 will remain as it is. You can see after row 1 it is row 51. Okay, so that will remain as it is, and I can keep on adding the number of questions I want. Okay, serial number will be the number of questions I am framing. Okay, so it can be 1, 2, 3 and so on. So again, what I will do, I will just select these 3. I can see a plus sign on the bottom of the cell A4. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just pull down to as many number of questions I want to frame. Okay, so I can just pull down and it will automatically give the next number. So I have got 1 till 55. Okay, and if I want to frame more questions, I can just pull them down. I don't have to manually put this number. So let me center it. Okay, so I will center it. Okay, so now it is in the center. Now the second column we have prepared to note down the chapter number, lesson number or unit number from which we are going to select this question. Okay, and I can make use of this spreadsheet as many times as I want for different subjects also. Okay, so here you can see this is sheet 3. I can rename this sheet 3. I can say that this will be for a specific subject. Okay, subject. You can give the name, okay, whatever subject you want, or here I will just write subject 2. So you can rename as you want, whenever you want, and this can also be changed. Okay, so I can change it whenever it is required. So in the unit, I will note down which chapter it is. Okay, suppose it is from chapter 1, I will note down as chapter 1. Okay, then the next question, suppose I am going to frame from chapter 2, I will put the unit number as chapter 2. Okay, and depending on the level of difficulty, I will note down 1, 2 or 3 as we earlier discussed. Okay, now in this D column, question column, I will frame a question. What do you mean by audit, for example? Okay, and then I have to give them four options. Okay, so I will pull it to the size. Okay, how much ever it is required, whatever the length of your question, you can pull the size of this column. The width of the column can be adjusted accordingly. So in the option 1, okay, I say noting transactions. Okay, so I will just pull as much as I want. Okay, so I have increased the width of this column E for option 1. Okay, now I'll go for the second option. Okay, that was my second option. I will again pull to the extent which it is required. I go to the third option. Okay, so till here I will just pull it. Okay, option 4, what do I want? Okay, suppose this is my fourth option. Now among these four options, suppose my correct answer is option 3. I will write down option 3. Again, let me center this. Okay, so I will just select column I and I will center it. So all the questions will, whatever I type here will be shown in the center part of this cell. Okay, now how is the level of difficulty? It's quite easy. So I will put it as 1. Okay, so after framing the question, I will put the level of difficulty. Again, let me center these both. Okay, unit number and level. Both I will center them. Okay. So this is an example of how we will keep on framing questions. Okay, so in the first column it is serial number, which I have already put. Now suppose I am going to frame questions from unit 1. So how many ever questions I want to frame, I can just pull down unit 1. Suppose I want 15 questions from unit 1. Okay, and then I can frame the questions. Now if I want to do the teaching plan, okay, and I am going to teach different chapters, obviously I will have to, or I will require some questions for each of the chapter. So in the beginning itself I can locate how many questions I will be requiring for each of the chapter. So what I'll do now, 15 questions from chapter 1 I want to frame, so have, okay, pull till here. Now other 15 questions I want in chapter 2. Okay, so say till 30. So this will be for chapter 2. Then the other questions will be for chapter 3 and so on. For example, when I am framing the questions, and I have already put here 2, and if I want to include some other question, okay, see, simultaneously also whenever you want, you can put the questions. Okay, when you come across some question under chapter 2, you may directly start typing over here for chapter 2 also. Okay, so that is how it can be done. And suppose if the number of questions are increasing over and above 15 and I want to insert that question, I can do that also by selecting, I had selected, you can see the cursor where it has gone to number 13, and then I right click, okay, and I then say insert. So a row has got inserted. Okay, so now I will have to again realign these numbers. So how I will do that, I will just pull from here, I'm sorry, I will have to select at least 3. Okay, I will have to select at least 3 or 2, and then if I pull down, it will automatically change the numbers. Okay, so now 55 has become 56, and you can see it has filled that gap. Okay, and suppose I want to add question number 1 only, so I have included over here, and then whatever question I want, I can frame it over here. So even if I have done it priorly, okay, the number of questions I have pre-planned, and if I want to include, it is possible, I can do that. I want to delete something, that is also possible. You again go to whichever question you want to delete, you right click. Okay, you will have to select the entire row. By doing this, okay, when I have clicked on this 13, my cursor is on this 13, okay, the first column without any alphabet, and thereafter right click, and then I say delete, and it's gone. Okay, so if I don't want that get to be deleted, accidentally it has been done, I can retrieve also, so it has come back. Okay, so I just went to this, okay, and it gave me the previous, whatever correction I had to do, it gave me the previous step, it pulled me back to the previous step. So this is how I will make use of Excel for noting down my questions, for preparing a quiz, or for preparing what you call MCQ question, maybe even Google tests, or even for the final examination. Suppose I have to prepare paper set, okay, then even for the paper I may require say 200 or 300 questions, and so I will have all these questions ready, and I can make use of this question bank uh, very easily to prepare the university question paper. So this is how this Excel sheet is going to be useful. Now just what we have discussed for one of the subject, okay, I have noted down in this first, okay, you can see here bottom where the cursor is going, okay, corporate accounting. So I have framed in this separate sheet corporate accounting questions. I required say 40 questions from each unit. So what I've done, serial number, these headings what we required, I have put them, and thereafter I have kept 40 numbers for each of the chapter, because I want to know whether the number is 40. So for each of such questions I have given the numbers like this: serial number 1 to 40 for chapter 1, and then again 1 to 40 for chapter 2, 1 to 40 for chapter 3, 1 to chapter for chapter 4, chapter 5 I have already framed, okay, then chapter 6, chapter 7, and chapter 8. So 40 into 8, 320 questions I will be framing. Okay, so I have planned in the beginning, and as and how I come across, I am going to frame this question. So this is how I can make use of this Excel sheet to prepare the question bank and store this question bank for a long period of time. Here we can see there is corporate accounting as one sheet. There is sheet 2. Okay, this also I can use it for, say I have just written the title advanced accounting MCQs, and I can start preparing questions for advanced accounting. Okay, and here some other subject I have noted down as subject 2 in the next sheet. Likewise, I can select yet another sheet. Okay, so I have got sheet 1. I can rename this, okay, whatever name I want to give. I can say subject code